Connected.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Welcome to Eberron, the that was it called? Oracle of War. Yeah.
Great start.
Uh, yeah,
Yay!
I know. Well, it's like so. First and foremost, I will say, be gentle with me because I am at best a mediocre DM, and I will do my best. And anybody who happens to stumble across this feed and is kind of like, okay, yeah, this DM's an idiot. You're not wrong, but I'm doing what I can. So we will take it from there. So, uh, so we will start with this right here. Okay, so it has been only 2 years since the war ended. Only 2 years since the Treaty of Thronehold was signed, putting an end to the century of bloodshed that choked the continent of Corvair. The conflagration that swallowed the nation of Seer, leaving what has been dubbed the Mournland in its wake, was the catalyst. But you often wonder, will this uneasy peace last, or is it merely a pause for breath, with the nations recommencing their hostilities at the slightest perceived insult? Only time will tell. Be that as it may, it has been a difficult 2 years. With the ending of the war, the threads of your fate have been left frayed, and through a series of circumstances, you find yourself in the lowly districts of the city of Towers, Sharn, with only a handful of gold Galifars in your pocket, and little prospect of adding to their number. Until the notice posted on the board outside the civic messaging station caught your eye. Wanted, it called in large, bold letters. Brave souls seeking adventure and riches, with the guts to take it for themselves. Interested? Come to the Dragon Tavern. God. Far the 13th of Nim, serious applicants only. Feeling the lightness of your coin purse, you figure, what do you have to lose? And you find yourself in the Drunken Dragon shortly before midnight on that rainy Far the 13th, standing in a crowd of like-minded folk of all sorts. You seem to be waiting for someone to arrive, though who you do not know. In the meantime, you spend some time chatting with some of the other attendees. And pretty much you are standing in the kind of the common room of a kind of a ramshackle kind of tavern. And there are probably a good 45 to 50 people that are crowded tightly in this room, chatting amongst themselves. Uh, and among them, you see each of you guys. So I will say we're going to start from left to right across the top of my screen here. We'll start with Astrid. You can describe what everybody sees.
And while that's going on, there's only 3 people in the combat tracker.
Well, I haven't done anything with the combat tracker yet, so
It's okay.
but I can fix that.
Sorry, I was
Okay.
coughing. I can describe what I see. Or what everyone sees.
So what you tell the rest of the group what they see when they look at you. Describe yourself.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I am Astrid Crispiel. I am a copper dragon. I have bright green eyes, which I'm very proud of. Um, I would say that I am dressed very modestly. Just dark clothes that I've had for a while. Not much going on. I've got my backpack with some traveling supplies, and I suppose I would just find a wall to lean on, or maybe a chair to sit in by myself with my arms crossed.
Okay.
This has
Right.
nothing to do with anything, but for some reason Crispy Ale makes me think of Krispy Kreme. Now I'm just picturing a donut shop that uses dragonborns as the, fire.
Oh, there you go. Sounds good. All right. Next down the line, let's hear from Donnie.
So he doesn't really know why he's here. I think I said he's 5'6". He's pretty short. And just kind of looking around the room with a big grin on his face and really wide eyes. He's blonde. He has a copper-toned skin. He also has green eyes.
Ooh.
And I'm sorry, is he like elf, half elf?
He is a half elf
Okay.
of wood elf descent.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. And he's carrying a lute on his back.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Moving on to Karen. Oh, and again, is it Karen? Is it Caron? How do you want to pronounce that?
It's Caron.
Caron.
Caron. She is tall. She's about 6 foot. Pale, gaunt skin, white, silver hair, bright blue eyes, kind of piercing. She's dressed very officially, in a non-official capacity. She is just in her robe. She is here. She is ready to do what she has to do to spread the word of the Silver Flame.
Does her robe have like a marking of the silver flame?
It does. It does.
Okay, and I'm sure she probably, I think most Silver Flame, because she's a cleric, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, she is
Yeah.
a cleric. She is dressed. She has her halberd with her. She's got her chainmail on underneath the robe.
Yeah, and I think it's like most clerics often would wear like an emblem on a chain, like
Yes.
around their neck. So I'm thinking she's probably got like some sort of amulet like that.
Yes. No, it's embedded in her chest plate.
Oh, it's embedded in the. Oh, even better. Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool. Okay. Anything else?
No, not much more to say about her. She's just standing in the corner judging everyone.
Okay, one of those. I see. All right, moving on to Killian.
Killian is a redheaded human, tanned but pale skin, wearing a suit of chainmail armor, has a longsword and a shield on his hips. On his face is very evident a mark of passage from House Orion, denoting that he's a member of one of the noble houses. And he's hanging out at the bar, talking to other patrons and like drinking beer. We'll go with beer.
Okay, and actually, as you are standing there, you order a drink, and you are passed a mug of ale from a middle-aged halfling, who is missing his right eye. Well, you assume he's missing his right eye because his right eye is covered by a leather patch that has been dyed a bright blue. And you also notice that his left leg is severed below the knee, but the bottom half of it is a very ornately carved wooden prosthetic that seems to operate as well, if not even better, than his natural foot, as he moves about behind the bar with agility and no trouble. And you got his name earlier, and his name is Haskell de Galanda, and he is the proprietor of this bar, this tavern, excuse me. Anything else from Killian?
Did you say that he was missing a finger?
He's missing his right eye and his left leg below the knee.
Okay. No.
Okay. And actually, standing next to you is a female half elf with tightly braided black hair and blue eyes. Oddly, her skin has a slightly blue tone, like a bluish cast to it. And her left arm actually bears a tattoo in a very elegant script that just kind of covers like the lower half of her arm. And yeah, and she's like half into her cups as well. And then we will finish up with Melody.
So I'm trying to remember where we are. I was thinking of stuff, and then now my mind, now that I have to actually say it out loud, my mind has forgotten all of what I thought of. What are we doing again?
You're just telling everybody, what do they see when they see Melody?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just what she looks like, who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, so she has a sort of like almost black, kind of deep brown hair. She's not. For some reason, my mind wants to describe it as she isn't as pale as a vampire, but about as pale as the Irish. She pretty much just looks like anybody else in the tavern. The main difference is that she has again deep purple eyes that are glowing, so you can kind of see them in the dark corner that she's sat in. She's kind of sitting there with her head, with her like chin on her hands at a table, kind of just listening to a conversation that some others are having there. She's not. You can't really see anything that she's holding because it's all in like pockets inside a very thick, like long coat that she's wearing of a sturdy brown leather.
And you said her eyes, they like they glow.
Yeah, I believe that because that was one of the things that it said about like ASMR is they have a very like godlike presence.
Okay.
Otherwise, they basically just blend into humans.
Gotcha. So it's like the eyes are kind of what like set her apart as being kind of
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They've got like a celestial presence, but other than
Gotcha.
that, she's just kind of human.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
What color is her?
It's a deep brown.
Kind of like I'm thinking kind of I'm imagining that I think they call it like espresso when you describing like furniture, like a brown. It's so brown. It's so dark. It's almost black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so you kind of clock each other, around this crowded room. You hear a lot of your fellow attendees kind of chatting amongst themselves, and yeah, you definitely get a sense that everybody in this room right now is pretty much down on their luck. The post-war economy is still a little bit struggling, especially for people that are, just getting out of, the army or been discharged. For whatever reason, everybody is hurting, and it seems like everybody's grasping at this offer of potential riches as almost maybe a last-ditch effort to kind of get something to make something of their lives. You also see, there are all sorts of people here. In the back of the room, you see like a bugbear or two, some elves, several humans, a couple of halflings, all with their own stories, all with their own interesting looks. Yeah, did anybody want to? Because we went over first that we're going to want to talk to every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm trying to decide how to go over and introduce some of these people because they're made people.
I would like to talk to the woman that you mentioned with the bluish.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Where to go?
With the bluish, the skin has got
skin.
like a bluish tone too.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I can say that you can chat with her, and yeah. What do you want to do?
Since she's sitting near me, I'm just gonna kind of turn to her and ask her if she likes her drink.
She responds, and she like looks at you, like kind of curious, and she's like, yeah, "My drink's fine. It's like it's all I can afford. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here. I'm thinking."
I'm pretty sure that's true. So, what? How did you end up here?
Same as you. I'm thinking. I saw the notice.
May I ask your
Oh,
name?
do you mean? Uh, my name's Caitlin. Caitlin Crew.
Caitlin Crew. Well,
Yeah.
Caitlin, where all have you been?
Well, it's like I worked for my family in the mines. I'm not even sure what kind of mine it would be, but like I'm sure you've noticed my skin. And she kind of like looks down at her hands, kind of like almost as if she's observing the blues tone to her skin.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you spend enough time in those damn mines, and this is what happens to you.
Can
It's
I
like,
identify what race she is?
it's relatively easy. You can see the kind of the pointiness to her ears that is not quite as sharp as a full elf, so you can kind of guess that she is a half elf. Her, like I said, her she has black hair that is very tightly braided, and her skin, where it's like the skin on her face and actually on her, especially on her hands, is very kind of rough, as if she's been exposed to kind of extreme conditions at times. The hands are probably rougher still, almost how the skin would be of somebody who hands are constantly like in water, or handling, excuse me, like chemicals of some sort. So it's almost kind of like dry and somewhat cracking in some areas. And she said, she mentions that she worked in her family's mines, and she'd been working in them since she was teen. But she no longer does.
So, what family? Who? What mines were these?
Oh, she's like, it's just my family. It's just, none of the big families. It's just a small family mine that we operated outside the outside Thrain. But in the last couple of years, it seems like we've reached the um, maximum capacity of the mine. I think it's pretty much tapped out. And when that happened, my father turned to drink and started to become a little bit abusive. And, well, pretty much I had enough. And I left. And now I'm here. And I'm broke.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
So
I think
am
this
I.
is I think this is a good part for Charon to just butt in and be like, not necessarily butt in, but like very clearly you both, while you're having a conversation, hear her say to herself, almost as if she's talking to someone who isn't there, go, "See, I told you it wasn't a Smurf."
Wow. Okay.
So her name is now Smurfette.
Smurfette. Okay. So Killian is talking to Caitlin. Next to, I'm gonna say, Melody, there is next to you, a halfling sitting on the edge of a table, and he is having a conversation with a middle-aged human man, and they are just kind of like joking back and forth, kind of wondering, you know, who posted the message, who posted the notice, and what the hell is, what adventures, what riches are, can be expected, and just kind of speculating about what this potential meeting could be about. And so that's over near you. And next to Astrid, you actually almost got knocked over by a kind of an older male dwarf, as who appears to be maybe mostly drunk. And as he walks by, kind of stumbles into you just a little bit, comes very close to knocking you over, and just kind of, excuse me, lady, and just keeps on walking. So he's kind of got like a long wavy gray hair that's kind of like very closely cropped on the right side of his head, and what's part of his hair is actually kind of woven into his beard, braided, and what you can see of his eyes, they're just like this pale gray color, and just kind of staggers off as he walks by. And let's see,
And what
what's
race
this?
was he?
He was a dwarf.
Okay, thought so.
Okay, and I am going to say that Johnny, you are standing next to a you are standing. Where were you standing? I forget where you said you were standing.
I'm just kind of walking around the room. I
Okay.
imagine. You see, you said that flyers were advertising adventure here, but I don't think Donnie even noticed the flyers. I think all he knows is that he needs to be there.
Okay, so he just got there. He just showed up there.
He just showed up. He just walked in.
Gotcha. All right, so you're kind of like walking around the room, you find yourself walking through a thick cloud of smoke. And this thick cloud of smoke is coming from a female elf, kind of sitting in a chair in the corner, kind of kicked back, and she is going to town on a pipe, and it is like a chimney, like an absolute chimney, to the point where in order to kind of see clearly, you have to walk like a good 5 feet further before you emerge from this cloud. It is so thick, and you kind of look back, and through the cloud you can just barely make out her features, but you can see that she's got like kind of long straight brown hair. There is a light green tint to her skin, that you can see on her hand as the pipe continues to go back and forth to her mouth, and she does that up, lets out this cloud of smoke, and it's just like nonstop. What you can see through the haze of this smoke is that this elf is very tall, pretty muscular, which is kind of most of the elves that you have met, well, yourself included, being half elf, right? You're used to kind of the very thin, live features of elves. This is kind of a complete departure from that. You can kind of see that her garb is like leather gear, very weather worn, and she wears kind of like a almost like a captain's hat. You kind of get the sense, just from her appearance, that she may either now or once was a sailor. a sailor of some sort. And yeah, you just kind of like look at her, but the smoke just kind of gets in your eyes, and your eyes start to water just a little bit, so you kind of move away. Um, but like everybody in the room is just kind of like chit chatting. Did anybody want to talk to anybody? Anybody seem interesting to them?
Yanni is walking around. Was there something significant about her?
Nope, it was just the fact that she's just one of some people that I went over and prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote down all her features,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay. Well, so and I'm gonna say this like as you walk away and you kind of like like kind of rubbing your eyes to kind of get the smoke out of it, you actually bump into a young man, a young human man, with like short wavy black hair, very closely cropped on the side. Uh, and he actually apologizes to you, even though you're the one kind of bumped into him. And he just like, oh, sorry, sir. And he just smiles at you, and his eyes are so dark. They're very much like Melody's hair. They are so dark, they are almost black. And it's kind of startling when you see that how dark his eyes is, because his skin is like this golden tan, like he is like the epitome of the perfect tan. Somebody right there. He is also smoking from an ivory pipe, um, but nowhere near as bad as the chimney over there in the corner. Uh, and he just kind of favors you with a smile. And as he starts to walk away, and I am going to say, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Let me remember how to do that. Got it.
Good enough. All right. So as he walks away, you see him bump into somebody else, and you notice as he lifts a small folded wallet from the back pocket of the guy he bumped into, and then kind of continues on through the crowd. Upon seeing that, you immediately reach for your own wallet or pack or whatever you're carrying that you would put your money in. But with some relief, you do find that it's still there.
I take a huge sigh of relief.
Yes, kind of figured. Okay, so it's probably not quite midnight, and or actually, it's getting close to midnight, and there is almost a sense of this wave of quiet, or this wave, a hush falls over the room in a wave. All right, like it starts at one end of the room and it just kind of goes through everybody, and like the sound of the chatter among the crowd just quiets, and you all kind of like look around like, okay, what's going on? Why is everybody being quiet all of a sudden? And you see in the front of the room a brown-skinned human woman steps onto a table, and she raises her hand calling for silence. And she, as the last of the speaking finishes, she starts to speak, and she says, by the host, this is a hell of a turnout. I can only assume that I'm not the only one who's tired of the shite hand that's been dealt since the end of the war. Am I right, lads?
Ah!
Yeah, and there's like this murmur of agreement kind of goes through the crowd as everybody's kind of like, cheers, like, oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. And she continues, she says, aye, and who can blame you? Damn war raged longer than most of us have been alive, and I'd be damn surprised if anyone even remembers what bloody hells we were fighting for anyway. And she goes over and she says that, like, like a ripple of laughter kind of goes through the crowd. But enough of that shite. Let's get down to it. My name's Kali Alrin, and I'm original from Seer.
Can you spell that?
So her name is Callie. So it's Kalli, and last name is Alran. Alran. And she says, "I'm originally from Seer, and at the mention of Seer, there is a murmur of recognition and a sense of sadness that kind of ripples through the gathering." And Kali nods in acknowledgement of this sadness that kind of is everybody's feeling. And she continues. She says, "Quite so, which brings me to why we're gathered here this evening. I head up a crew of scavengers that operate out of Salvation Outpost to the east of Vatharond. My crew and others like it are tasked with entering the Mournland in order to retrieve artifacts and items of importance from the wreckage of my homeland. It is dangerous, harrowing work, and if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you'll be dead in no time. But use your head and whatever skills you have acquired over the last century of war, you could find yourself walking away stinking rich. Now, how's that sound?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take money.
so there's like cheers from the crowd, and everybody's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's get some money." She says, she continues. She said, "Now, in all honesty, these excursions into the Mournland are not exactly sanctioned, at least not officially. Therefore, we try and keep the crews on active duty to a minimum. But about a month ago, one of the crews in the rotation was lost to a man, and I have been tasked with auditioning fine folks such as yourselves to form their replacement. Now, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't blame you one bit if you chose to walk out of here right now. Too much death in the last 100 years. Why add yours to the total, right? For those of you who with nothing to lose, believe me, you have everything to gain." And as she goes over and she says that about about walking out of here and the possibility of death, there's kind of like a low murmur that kind of spreads through the crowd, and you notice that several of the people that had been gathered shake their heads and kind of like, "Yeah, not for us," and they leave. And as the crowd kind of settles down again, she continues speaking. So she says, Kali says, "If I haven't scared you off yet, then there might be a place for you on the new crew. But before that can happen, I need to see what you can do. And to do that, well, we're going to have a bit of fun."
Never brawl and just get up and shoot someone. No.
So she reaches into her back pocket and she pulls a small sheath of parchment from this leather pouch on her belt. So she says, "If you're still interested, take one of these tickets. Tomorrow at midnight, go to the precarious district in Lower Dura and look for a warehouse that bears the same sigil that's on this ticket. Do not lose the ticket, for if you come without it, well, let's just say it won't be pleasant for you. Until tomorrow, then, get out of here." And she jumps down off the table and she stands there and she, waits with the tickets. And approximately half of the remaining people that are remaining in the room step forward and take a ticket. I'm assuming you guys will be taking a ticket.
I will,
I
yes.
was gonna say, imagine like after that whole speech and everything, we decided, you know what, fuck everyone, we just all left.
I would hate you all.
Yeah, because that means you have to figure out what to do with it.
Exactly. I got stuff planned.
Donnie is
Alright,
overcome with this feeling of need. He needs that ticket. He
Okay.
doesn't know exactly why, but he needs it.
All right. So you all step forward and take a ticket.
Yes.
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 All right. So the ticket is, to call it a ticket is a little bit of a.
It's a torn
It's
piece of paper with a phone number on it and a little smiley face that says
yeah, pretty
"Call
much.
me."
Yeah, it's a bit generous to call it a ticket. Pretty much all it is. It's just a small scrap of paper, maybe about maybe 4 or 5 inches by 3, and all that is on it, very crudely printed, is a compass rose with 8 points. Each point wreathed in thorny vines, and in its center is a single eyeball. Okay. And if anybody wishes, you can do either a history or survival check to see if you recognize the sigil.
Okay.
So the ticket has a compass rose on it, and what else?
So it's got 8 points. So basically pointing north, south, east, and west, and then northeast, southeast, so on and so forth. So it's 8 points, and each point is wreathed in thorny vines. So kind of like a stylized vine with thorns, kind of wrapping around each point, and then right in the center of it is just a single eyeball. It's just a crude eyeball motif.
You,
Sounds like one of
you said history or what?
History
Yeah.
or survival.
Oh, history or survival. Okay.
Okay.
I think survival. Okay, well, we're going off of survival, is what that tells me.
Well, I'll just die then.
Okay, so so Donnie, you don't
Grab a picker.
recognize it.
That makes sense.
Astrid, you do. Astrid, you do. Melody does. Killian does.
I feel like I just like take the paper, don't even really look at it, just like crumple it up and put it in my bag.
You're the person who like picks it up and eats it as like without question.
She just wrapped her gum in it.
Literally.
Yeah. So Astrid, Melody, and Killian, you all recognize the sigil as being that of the Boromar clan, which gives you a little bit of pause, but it's all both kind of like, you're all kind of like, okay, this is not great, but, and if you need to know what the Boromar clan is basically a group of halfling gangsters that kind of operate primarily in the store district of Lower Dura, which is where all like the warehouses is. So they are essentially like smugglers and all sorts of naughty stuff that they get up to. So and they've got a very unsavory reputation in Sharn.
So in other words, our lives aren't going great. Let's make it everybody else's problem.
Pretty much. So it's a little concerning that that the Boromar clan is somehow involved in this, but desperate times, right?
Yeah.
So anywho, we are going to skip to the following evening. So you take your ticket and you retreat to wherever you would normally retreat to for the night.
Before we skip, are there any gambling, or is there any gambling going on, like cards, dice?
Well, I mean, after pretty much, I would say that like after everybody kind of has their tickets, that is kind of like the end of the meeting. And once actually, Kali has given away her last of her tickets, or the last of the people that are interested have taken a ticket, she takes her stuff and she actually leaves through back door. Once the last of the people that have taken the ticket, a few people kind of remain in the tavern, and maybe like 3 or 4 of them kind of like start up a small card game at one of the corner tables.
I think I want to go try to join them.
Okay. All right. So you go to the corner table and you see the young human man that bumped into Donnie earlier, as well as the mostly drunk dwarf. And there is actually, no, that was the dwarf. And yeah, so the dwarf, the human, there's another human with kind of auburn, like curly auburn hair and brown eyes, and a halfling are sitting at the table playing cards.
All right, I'll go have a seat and ask to join.
Okay.
You said curly brown hair on the human?
Curly auburn colored hair.
Auburn.
So it's kind of like a dark red. So you approach them and you ask them to, they look up at you, kind of curiosity, and the auburn-haired man kind of kicks out one of the empty chairs that's still at the table. He says, "It's your money."
Okay. I'll have a
And
seat.
so you sit down. They finish the hand that they're playing now, and the halfling goes over, gathers up the card, and begins to shuffle in preparation to deal. And he looks at you and he says, "Anti's gold."
That's steep.
You in, you out.
I'll play a hand.
All right, your funeral. So they all throw a gold into the center of the table, and he deals out the card. I have no idea how the hell I did it because I was not planning for this week. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Here, I'll find a thing that we can use. Actually, I have. Hold on. Can do poker hand generator.
I think usually it's just a skill check,
Is
Yeah, I was gonna say so.
which I'm not proficient in. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking like cards. So I would think there would probably be like maybe a performance check or something. I don't know.
so it would be a
Insight?
tool, like a dice set or deck of cards.
Okay. So
I
I
actually
get.
have the deck of
Or-
cards.
Sleight of hand is also a skill.
Yeah, that's if he would want it, if he was trying to cheat, Mario.
Oh.
I would, yeah. So I would probably say just roll a d20, and if you had like a modifier, like proficiency for that.
If you are
would add that.
proficient with a gaming set, you can add your proficiency bonus as a 2 ability checks you make to play a game with that set.
Yeah. I am not proficient in cards, so this will be fun.
I am, but I don't know how much.
Okay, so I.
Well,
Okay. Oh, that's weird. How come I didn't do anything? Okay, so I'm actually going to just roll 4d20. Let's see, hold on. Nice. There's one. Okay.
Damn.
well, I mean, we'll see. That's.
So I'm going to say that as you start to lay down, you go over and you get your hand, and you got a pretty decent hand. You go around the table, you call for cards. You call for 2 cards. You were working on a 3 of a kind. You threw away 2 cards to hope to get you had let's say that you have 2 aces, a jack, and a 4 and a 5, and you're like, okay, well, hopefully I can go over and get another ace. So you go over and you throw out the 2 cards. You get 2 cards, and you rolled a 20. Even though you're not proficient, you got those last 2 aces, and you almost kind of start dancing in your chair just a little bit. You start to feel your eyes start to widen and holy shit, I got this, but you manage to kind of rein it in.
Mm-hmm.
And you call another. You feel confident. You raise it another gold, and it goes around the table, and they start to call. So The halfling, who's the one who went over and rolled the 21, feeling all cocky, and he drops 3 queens and 3 queens and with a king and a 3. So he's right. I was like, think this is the one to beat, guys. He drops it down. He's really, really confident with his 3 of a kind. And the other 2 had, the other guys had nothing, and you drop down your 4 aces. And everybody, they all just kind of like, what the fuck? And you just kind of rake your gold in. So you have raked in another 8 gold. So you can add 8 gold to your... You doing another hand? Are you feeling confident?
I'll do one more.
Okay. All right, we'll do it again. All right.
So that would be 26.
All right. Right, that's the one to beat. All right. So it goes around the table. Let's see, what did you get? You got an 11. You didn't have a great hand, and when the gets around to you to ask for cards, you don't feel confident, and I would probably say you would fold.
Yeah.
Or you could be brave.
No, I'm not
So
gonna be
you
brave.
go over and throw it out. So you've lost like 1 goal.
Yeah.
From what you got. You done? You want to go again?
I'm done.
Okay.
I knew I was testing
So-
my luck in the first place.
I know. Just trying to go over and see what I can do. Thank you. I appreciate that. All
Didn't
right.
you get a net gain of 7 gold though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
6 gold.
But
Because I had to put 2 in on the first hand.
well, no, but you collected their 8.
Oh, okay.
Because you got all their stuff they put in gold and everything. So, all right. So, does anybody else want to do anything? Does anybody want to talk to anybody?
No, I think Karen leaves the bar immediately after
Okay.
people start to disperse and looks for a church to seek refuge for the night.
Okay. Okay. So you all disperse again to your normal places for rest for the evening, and the following day you go about your business. And so the following evening, you carefully wind your way through the labyrinth of alleyways looking for the sigil emblazoned on the ticket you carry. Oddly, though you are definitely taking your life into your own hands strolling through this district, you manage to find the right warehouse shortly before midnight. As you reach the warehouse, you see a somewhat disfigured halfling man squatting on the stairs outside the warehouse. And you hand him the slip of parchment. And he takes a studied glare of the ticket, and he gestures with his misshapen head at the door behind him. And you enter the warehouse, and you are surprised to see that less than half of those that had gathered at the tavern the night before have shown up. In fact, by your count, only 15 are in attendance, including yourself. So, only 10 other people showed up. As the hour strikes midnight, Kali Alrin emerges from one of the closed doors in this room. She glances around at the small gathering, a look of disappointment crossing her face. She says, so few? And here I thought Brewinders and Thrains were made of sterner stuff. No matter. In fact, might actually be for the best. For me, anyway. See, the general makeup of a scavenger crew is a party of 5. Less than that, you'll certainly end up dead right quick. More than that, well, let's more traipsing through the place. more chance to get noticed by the moorland species, and, you guessed it, dead. So we figured 5 is the sweet spot. And with, she starts counting, 1, 2, 2, 2, what looks like 15 of you lot. We should be able to narrow it down to the final 5 that will join us out in Salvation. So let's get cracking. Claps her hands together. She's like, she starts pointing around the room. You, and you. You're up first. The rest of you, take a seat. Your turn's up next. So she goes over and she takes 5 of the people that are gathered there. You all not included in this group. And you all can take a seat. And she leads the first group of the 5 people through the door she came through. Actually, I am going to do this here. Damn it. Don't do that. All right, just bear with me because I'm trying to populate a map. So this is the map. Everybody see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you're not seeing the whole thing. You're just seeing where you guys are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
See.
All right, I'm not going to put in everybody else because they're not important. So, but you're hanging out there with 5 other people. Okay. So, yeah, so she leads that first group of 5 people through the double doors that are just to the west there, across the room from you. About 20 minutes later, about 20 minutes later, she reemerges and she chooses another 5. Again, the last 5 people other than you guys. And they leave, they follow her through the door. This time, as you're sitting there, you do hear an occasional like thump or a like the sound of like metal against metal. Not super loud, but like almost as if it's like far away. And then after a while, you don't hear anything. And after a few more minutes, Kali reemerges and she says, "Well, looks like you guys are the last. It's your turn." And she says, "Follow me." So you follow her, and you enter the room behind Kali. And I'm going to say the doors are open, so you can enter the room. And she leads you to the middle of this chamber. Okay. Damn it. Oh, you know what? I need to get out of this. That's why. Okay, here we go. It's driving me crazy. All right, so she leads you to the middle. You enter the room behind Kali, and you find yourself in a large open chamber. Yes. And yes, and yes. Okay. The chamber is dimly lit by a single ever-bright lantern hanging from a chain in the middle of the room. The outermost edges of the chamber are cloaked in shadow. Kali leads you to the center of the room and turns to face you. The rest of you guys can come in if you wish. Well, get in here.
Can we make perception checks?
Just once. I'll let you do that in just a...
Mhm.
Oh, okay, you're not going downstairs. Go away. Stop that. Everybody's
I might not be playing Ulfrin, but I'm still just going to wander.
All right, so I'm going to go over and kind of like put you kind of sort of gathered.
Oh, I miss Ulfrin.
He was kind of mad at. You're going to miss Mason his chesticle.
Oh, I missed Maze.
All right. Okay. So Callie leads you to the center of the room and turns to face. I hope you lot do better than the others. This will have been a wasted trip otherwise. And as she finishes saying that, she turns on her heel and she walks to the stairs that you can see right there. She descends to the lower level, favoring you with a sardonic grin as she grins. A sardonic grin as she goes out of you. Okay. So yeah. So now you can roll those perception checks.
Ugh, I play a character who actually knows what's going on.
I don't.
So
Neither
Caron
do I.
and Donnie are in their own little world, but the rest
I
of
still
you,
don't even know where we are, to be honest.
the rest of you notice several spatters of blood across the floor, and you barely have time to register that fact when from the shadow emerges uh, a human man with a head that is shaved completely bald. He's got a scar right across his right cheek, and he's wearing like a set of leather armor that is in extremely weathered, fairly decent repair, but looking pretty rough. And he kind of like looks at you. He says, "New meat for the grinder. Let's get him, boys."
Oh no.
Okay, roll initiative.
I don't need my plus 15 initiative, I still go first.
Yeah, so I did to. Oh,
Aha!
Huh.
Oh!
Leroy Jenkins.
I'm fucked.
Is the energy I'm getting from this?
hold on one second. I want to do something. There you go. That's
UI is very...
just give me one quick second. All right, so they're on here as bandits. Don't necessarily take that to heart, but
Ben,
to
are
do
you
that.
looking for the initiative thing?
Yeah.
So it's on the main tab of your character sheet. It'll be kind of in the middle. It'll just say INT.
Oh, I see it.
That's a toy 20,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And you should be able to just double click the plus number.
There it is.
Go.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, cool. All right. So we will start initiative with Donnie.
Okay, I'm trying to determine what spell I want to cast first. Okay, I want to try a Dissonant Whisper on Bandit number 7. Let me see, is it this?
That's the damage.
Yes.
So you have to roll the save
Ah,
first.
okay, so it does nothing.
Does Dissonant Whispers do damage on a save?
If it fails the save. so it doesn't take damage.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this whispering starts to like echo through the room, and yeah, nothing happens.
Oh, it takes half as much damage, actually.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, it takes half damage. Okay.
Okay, it takes half damage. It doesn't have to move or use a reaction. Okay.
Alright.
And do I have movement available?
Yeah, you would have everything that would be normally available to you.
Then I'm gonna run here.
Okay.
And that ends my turn. Let me open combat tracker real quick.
Starting to think I might not have enough prepared for you
Yeah.
guys.
I mean, it's okay to be a short session.
Well, I'm also, excuse me. Mostly just wanted it to be kind of like a intro your characters. Let's try out a small combat. This way, it's like, if there's anything that you want to tweak about your character before we kind of get into things in earnest, we can kind of do like a little bit of a mulligan, but we'll see what happens.
This is good. We've already been playing an hour and 15 minutes.
Imagine half of that was set up.
Okay. So is it me next?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It should be chiming. I think I set it for it to chime when it's your turn comes up.
Okay, let's see here. How do I do this? So if I want to cast, let's see. Probably best. Let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with my halberd in hand. Let's see. Who should I move towards?
Oh, I should also say that, like, even though you can't see it, there is actually a grid. It's just that having it visible, very distracting.
I found that you can, when you're editing the map, you can change the grid opacity so that it's very, very light, so that you can still see the hint of the grid, but it kind of blends into everything.
Well, it's like I didn't see the opacity. I saw the color picker.
Yeah, it's part of the color picker. There's like the 3 normal colors, and there's like another one that's like a brightness level opacity.
Oh,
At the bottom, I think.
Let me put it on there and see if here we go.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, good. Because it was driving me crazy before.
Okay, now I'm bugged about standing here. Move
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I'll move everybody onto their squares properly. Okay. Well, come to. There we go. Donnie right there. And here. Oops.
Okay. I'm going to move forward next to Astrid
Alright.
in order to attack this monster, this man, this halfling. It's a halfling, right?
No, it's just actually it could be. I don't know what it is. I didn't pick any races for him. The
This-
medium
this
humanoid,
thug.
probably not a halfling.
Move towards this thug. See, where is my... I cannot find anything on here. There we go. Do I just double click?
All right, so you want to I think it's control and click on the bad guy.
Yeah, control left click.
Yeah, so if you hit control and then click on the guy that you want to target. It'll put like a thing. Yeah, perfect. All right, and now you can double click on your attack.
Where do I click that? Oh, there it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. What do I click?
All right, let me go to your
Walk me
sheet.
through this.
All right, so on your action page, you're doing your halberd.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna where that little box where it's got the 4 and the die. Just click on the die. Just double click on the die. I think because they changed things. How it was before.
I don't see that at all.
So go to your action tab on your character sheet.
Action.
Should be
Oh, there it
the
is.
bottom tab. And then you'll see weapons at the top, and then spells and everything.
Yeah. There we
There you
go.
go. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Woohoo! Okay.
Nice. And I think does it automatically crit, or do you need to do the shift?
If you have it set to, so you can try rolling the damage to see if it automatically adds it.
Yeah. So just double click on the 1d10 plus 2. Yeah. Okay. Damn.
Period. Okay.
Okay.
And then, is that all I can do? Does it go to the next person?
So at the on the combat tracker, there's a green arrow. Just click on
Oh,
that,
next
and that'll.
chapter. Okay.
All right.
Period.
Beautiful.
I see
All
it.
right.
Okay.
Melody, your
Okay,
turn.
this is okay. So relevant, not really relevant to combat damage, but relevant to like character roleplay. Like, what defines non-lethal damage? Do you just declare that an attack is non-lethal, or what happens?
So I guess typically it's like, unless you specifically state that it is that you are doing non-lethal, like, you do not plan to do something with intent to kill, you would just, you just go over and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. It's going to be non-lethal.
Okay,
so-
so you just say that. You just
Yeah.
declare that it's non-lethal.
Yeah, but I think it's also got to be something that like makes sense that it's going to be non-lethal. Like if you're using your gun, I think by
Like-
definition.
A gun can be non-lethal if I like shoot them in the leg or something.
True.
You won't
There
die
is-
from a leg shot.
This is true. Well, unless you hit him in the femoral artery,
Yeah.
If
I
you're doing
think.
non-lethal damage, you crit. Oops, they die.
Yeah. I think if you roll a nat 1, you automatically do not do non-lethal damage. That'd be funny if a nat 1 non-lethal was like, you do the damage. The unfortunate part is you failed at making it non-lethal.
You kind of just fist bump him.
Pretty
You
much.
just bump somebody to death.
Now what happens is you shoot yourself in the foot.
So I think Melody's gonna sort of look around the room and like gauge each of the 6 of them? Yeah, 6. And just sort of seeing that there's not really a way to dissuade them, she's going to try to non-lethally shoot this guy in a way to maybe dissuade the 2 over here from like coming at her. Is my general plan with this. And that's not gonna happen. So instead,
So you shoot at the guy, and the bullet goes like whistling right past his ear, like
Yeah.
missing him by like a good foot and a half.
yeah. So instead, actually, I don't think there's anything else for me to really do here. Except maybe move. Bandit 7's probably distracted by Charon, so I might...
He is actually technically unconscious.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I ran over there
Oh.
and slapped the shit out of him.
Oh, right, okay. I missed that part. I think I will go... probably over here then.
Okay.
I think. Just to, like, get out of the way.
I forget. Wait, did you have something that went over like popped like a skull or something, like large right over it?
I
think you remember something like that a while ago.
we did have one in a previous campaign, but it broke when they did something, and I never got it
Gotcha.
to work again.
Gotcha. Okay.
They might have a
it
new
is
one
marked. It is marked, but it's just not like really big and obvious. So, all right. Anything else, Melody?
Not really.
No.
The only other thing I think I can do with my bonus action would be to reload, but I don't really need to do that with only one bullet missing.
Okay. All right. So then we'll move on to Astrid. I will do the next sector. There we go. All right, Astrid. What are you doing?
What's my movement speed?
Should be 30.
Okay. I'm going to run up to number 1, and I'm going to wail on him with my Morning Star.
Nice.
See if I can. Da-da-da-da-da.
That is weird. I'm sorry. Let's look at everybody's pages, because for some reason, Astrid's page, after she had the speed, even though I imported or made all your sheets exactly the same at the same time, and for some strange reason, like it doesn't let you just automatically input a speed range, so I couldn't just drop like 30. I had to scroll it up, and it was doing it as kind of like a modifier almost. But on Astrid's, I just went over to her thing, and it said it was like she had 60 feet, so I was able to scroll down to the 30, and it's fine now. But for some strange reason, Killian and Melody, I think, it's still the old way, but I don't understand why. Stupid fantasy game. Anyway, what are you doing?
I hit him in the head.
Go for it. Oh, did you do it? You already
I
did.
did it.
Oh, okay. 5 points. Okay. Anything else?
Not yet.
All right. We'll go on to Killian then. What you doing,
Killian will
Killian?
move to flank and then swing his longsword.
Okay. Well, if you're flanking, it would be at advantage.
Yeah, advantage, sorry. Not much better.
Nope. Anything else?
Shoot.
Nope.
I just
Distracted.
closed. Yeah. Go ahead and pass on me.
Okay. All right. So, Bandit 1 is going to. Well,
Okay. I looked it up, and the answer is it's tricky. Because it's changed with every single edition of D&D.
What's that?
non-lethal damage.
Oh.
So, in 4th edition, they changed it so you don't declare an attack as non-lethal. It's when you bring an opponent down to 0 HP, you can then decide whether it was non-lethal or not. However, in 5th edition, it's the exact same with one change being that ranged damage cannot be non-lethal.
Huh.
For whatever reason.
Hmm.
I don't really agree with that, but I'm also not the DM, so it's up to Andy.
We'll talk about that later because right now I'm trying to do it too many things at a time. All right, so Bandit 1 is going to attack Astrid with a scimitar, and that is a miss.
Is the only people who've hit so far Kare and Astrid?
I thought somebody
Technically,
else.
Donnie hit.
Granted,
I technically hit.
Granted, the
Okay.
bandits haven't had a turn yet, so...
I did 3 damage.
You did 3 damage.
Okay, so Bandit 2 goes over and fires at Kieron. Kieron, right? Kieron?
Karen got a...
Heron.
Kieron.
Karen.
Oh.
Alright, so Bandit 2 is going to fire at Kieron with a light crossbow.
Just a warning, Jared may never actually pronounce your name correctly.
Okay.
I won't pronounce a single one of your names correctly.
I wouldn't worry about Jared. I'd be worried about me. I'm just going to go with Karen.
That's fine. That's the inspiration.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I knew I
Alright.
should have put more dashes and hyphens and umlauts in my name.
Oh, you got to get apostrophes and shit. All right. The Bandit 3.
That's fine. My next character, I'll make a Warforged with as many, like, numbers in the name as possible.
Okay. Bandit 3 is going to fire a crossbow at Melody. They're going to spread the love around.
How rude.
Okay, that's a good hit.
How extra rude.
Okay. Bandit 4 is going to... Oh. Okay, how come my things are not... There we go. Gonna move into position and attack Donnie with the scimitar.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, my poor body.
Go. Bandit 5. Gonna come up here. It's been so long since I've DM'd on Fantasy Grounds. Okay. Bandit 5 is gonna attack Killian. The scimitar. That's a good hit.
Wow.
Okay. Bandit 6 is going to fire at Donnie with a crossbow. That's a good hit.
Can the bandits stop being better than us?
Okay. So, Donnie is knocked unconscious. And Bandit 7 is dead. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask, I was going to ask you guys, do you guys prefer the auto roll for death saves, or do you want to be able to do it?
I would like to be able to do it myself.
No problem.
For the enemies, I don't care. We don't control them, but
In
be
combat.
automatic if they so choose.
No. House. No.
But it's cathartic. I want to
I
roll
missed
my
the
own
question.
dice. He's saying when we have to roll death saves, would we rather roll the dice ourselves or have it do it automatically for us?
Oh, I'm okay
And
with
I was-
automatic.
Yeah, I can't find it right now anyway. And besides, you have plot armor at this point, so nobody's dying. Alright, so Donnie...
Well, that's good, because otherwise I would. Because 3 did 5 damage to me. If I take 6 more, I'm dead.
Gotcha. Okay. So Donnie is unconscious, but knocked unconscious by the bandit. Now it's Kieran.
At least I did 3 damage.
Good job, Donnie.
Thanks.
Well, you've done more than me so far.
Okay. So I feel like where's Donnie?
It's like three squares below you.
Okay. Karen kind of like gives the one that just shot at her like a death glare, but then moves down towards Donnie.
Okay. Yep, there you go.
One that shot at her was 6, I think.
No, I think it was 2.
It might have been.
Yeah, I think it was 2. Yeah.
And then she's going to do cure wounds. Did I do it to him? Oh, there we go.
You still have Bandit 7 targeted.
Yeah, so it's
Don't cure the wounds of Bandit 7.
yeah. So
You
just
stay
control.
dead.
So just control click on Bandit 7 and then control click on Donnie to swap it.
What did I just do? What did I just do?
I don't know. Did you select yourself?
Let's see here.
Go back and control left click on Bandit 7 to start.
Ooh. Okay. I accidentally closed the map.
Okay.
You should be able to or
There it is.
Oh, I'm controlling Karon.
Are you?
I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, how do I not do that?
Click on your own portrait. Because that should go over and get the control right back on you.
Okay, here we go. Wait, no, I have to do this first. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Awesome.
Now what? Now I can do cure wounds.
Oh, actually, you lost him again.
It shows I'm still targeted. Oh, there it's gone.
Okay, now you're good. No, I just there we go. Leave it. Leave it. Don't touch anything.
Okay. We got it now. Okay. Still didn't do it. Why didn't it do it?
Okay, so let's see. Action. Oh, okay. So, what are you using? What were you clicking? Were you clicking on the little purple one to the left or the green cross?
The green cross. Should I just do it again?
You try it again.
There it goes. Okay. Woo! There we go.
Donnie, you're back up.
You'll have to
Oh,
stand.
we do have
Ah,
close.
good morning.
Have a good nap.
Wake up. We need your help.
Hmm.
Why do you say it like that?
What
you want?
Splash?
Yeah,
It
explain.
was very Scooby-Doo of you.
Holly, yesterday,
Yeah.
we were playing Animal Crossing and I was working on my kitchen and she just went, backsplash?
I guess now it's well. Now we get to have this conversation of whether or not ranged can be non-lethal. I don't have anything else I can do on my turn. I don't think.
Okay.
So 7's straight up dead. 4 is either unconscious or dead.
They're technically all unconscious.
Okay, so they're not actually dying.
No.
Alright. That's
This was
fine.
just because this was just a tryout. So
Yeah.
But do we
Okay,
know
so
it's
we've got
just a tryout?
no,
Mm.
don't worry about it. No. Whatever. All right. So Melody's all set.
Yeah, I guess. I'll hold off on healing handsing myself.
Okay.
Just to see, but I am going to sneak around and try to use the banister as cover.
Okay.
Healing handsy.
All right. So actually, that will give you some cover. Decide to target you. All right. So I'm going to move on to Astrid. Astrid, you up, girl? What are you doing?
I am
And
going.
you do have flanking, so
I
against
do.
against the one. So
I think
There
I'm
we-
just gonna make. Well. Okay. Thinking. Okay, I only get one attack, right?
at this point, yes.
At our current level, I think a class would be considered overpowered if we had multi-attack right now.
Uh-huh. I am going to target Bandit 7 with my crossbow.
Bandit 7 is currently unconscious. Is out of the.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one I knocked
okay.
out. Go for 2.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah.
I would focus on the one directly
the
to your
one,
left.
the one that's
They
in
have
front of
flanking.
us.
Yeah, because you'll have
Mhm.
advantage on that.
Okay.
All right. Roll it again, just to see if maybe you get a.
Oh, that's right.
critical. Okay, so it's a good hit. So you can roll your damage. Beautiful. All right. Anything else? You're gonna stay put.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So guys, like most of the new ones right here. At the end of your turn, if you on the combat tracker, if you click that green arrow at the bottom, that's just going to move it on to the next.
Oh.
I forgot I have to open the combat tracker though. Where did that go?
So
Combat
Killian
tracker.
is going to continue to attack Bandit 1.
Okay. Okay. One is out.
We've got 3 down right now. That's 1, 7, and 4. And we still have 5, 2, 3, and 6 to deal with.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to Misty Step down to here.
I'm sorry. I think I screwed. There we go. Sorry. I think I did something. Waste your turn. Okay.
And I will end my turn.
All right, you know what? I think I'm just gonna delete.
That's what I usually did to try to
Yeah.
keep things tidy.
Yeah.
Unless I was going to manipulate the unconscious, quote unquote.
Yeah, I considered it. So, all right. I think Bandit 2 is going to drop the crossbow and come up to Astrid and attack with his scimitar.
Oh shoot, I thought that one was dead. Whoops.
And it's a myth. Bandit 3. Is also going to drop his crossbow and attack Killian with his scimitar. Since you so
Yes.
nicely moved right next to him.
On purpose.
Crap. Okay. And let's see, Bandit 5. Is going to move into position for flanking
Oh,
and
Whoops.
attack Astrid. You left her all by herself.
I did.
Okay. Okay. And then Bandit 6 is not happy about the fact that you went over and you got Donnie back on his feet. And comes up to Kieran and attacks the scimitar and misses. Top of the order, Donnie.
Okay. I'm gonna run around him to flank.
Okay.
And let me take a look.
Stabby.
Tell her
Well,
your
I
mama
could-
joke.
I could stabby, but I could also yo mama joke. Let me take a look at my damage for a yo mama joke.
It's not much.
A yo mama joke will do 1d4.
What's
psychic
stabby
damage,
stabby?
Or stabby does 1d4 plus 4. So I think I'm a stabby stab.
Stabby makes sense.
Okay. I think it's that. I see.
Yeah, that was stupid then.
Okay.
How'd you roll with disadvantage?
I don't
Because you're
know.
prone.
Oh, yeah. So I need to use my action to get up, right?
yeah.
Or a bonus action.
No.
It's
No, you
half
have-
of your
half your-
movement.
Yeah, half your movement.
Okay.
Stand. And
Oh,
okay,
wait.
good.
Okay, well, it's a hit regardless, so.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a button I can hit to make myself no longer prone?
I already took care of it.
Okay, thanks. I hit. That's nice.
It's only wounded, really?
I think that's the first time it got hit.
Okay. Metal, better than yo mama joke. Learn.
Currently.
Well, I mean, you know, we might find somebody with severe anxiety, and then, you know,
Listen, I just need to read a book on yo
read a
mama.
book.
All right. So Karen, before you
Yes.
do anything, you want to untarget both Donnie and yourself.
Am I targeting myself?
Yeah.
Just throw a giant target reticle around you.
Actually, you know what? I can clear those for you. There you go. You're all set.
Okay, so now I just have to do control on the bandit, right?
Yeah.
Control
No, you already had it. Do it again. Yeah. So unless you miss, it will keep the targeting on it. So you don't need to go over and do it again. But you have advantage because you are flanking. So down in the left-hand corner, you'll see the ADV. Just click on that. And then you can make your attack.
Here we go.
Like that.
I played Orphan for too long. I keep seeing 19s and like, oh, that's a crit. Congratulations.
He's just taking all of them out right now.
Bandit 6 is still alive.
Probably just barely.
I did 15 damage, I think. Well, no, it's 12. 13.
Now,
Don't
I should
meta.
go over and say that I was actually very intrigued to find this, like, that there was a setting. I don't know if it's a brand new thing, but there's a setting that you can go over and say that, like, all the baddies of the same type can be set with different HP totals,
Oh,
which I'd never run across before. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I think it's been there a while. We just never used it.
I've just never noticed it. I'm like, oh, let's try that. Because I did have the idea that I wanted, like, at least the first guy who went over kind of came out of the shadows, kind of be like the leader, so going to be a leader. But yeah, he's gone. So, all right, is that a targeting or are you coming up shadow?
I'm targeting right now. I was gonna say my movement would allow me to just like step out and step back in, but just so I don't have to move my piece, I was just gonna describe sort of like jumping up and kicking off the banister to shoot the bandit without cover. Because otherwise I could just move here and then move back,
Mhm.
and that's 30 feet. So either way, the same result happens.
Good. Okay, Bandit 2 is down.
Okay. And that probably takes up my turn.
Yeah, are you gonna stay put? You're gonna move out?
Well, if we go with what I just said I did, then I guess I used a bunch of my movement anyway.
Okay.
So let's see, what would that be? It would have been about 10 feet to move out of the banister, which would be there. I guess I'll start trying to like make my way over to Astrid and maybe heal her if I can.
Okay. All right, so we'll get you there. Okay. And you're all set?
Yeah.
Okay. Move on to Astrid.
Okay. Bandit 5. Target. I think I'm targeting him. I can't tell.
You are.
Yeah, I am. Okay, cool. Alright.
You miss.
No.
You miss.
There is like a module or a table or something like that, like results for critical hits and critical fumbles.
Fumble deck. Crits and failed deck.
Yeah, I use that at my my real life game, and it's a lot of fun.
I don't know
Alright.
what's in the D&D crit deck, but I know that one of the crit fails for Pathfinder is like your weapon breaks and you cry.
Alright, anything else, Astrid?
I guess not.
Yes, not. Okay. Alright, Killian.
I think Killian would not drop it, switch to his crossbow and would shoot at Bandit 5. I think.
Are we still counting swapping weapons as like a bonus action or whatever? Or like part of the attack?
I think I've always just considered it as like a bonus action.
Right.
Nice hit.
I'm noticing we're getting a
Even
lot of
better done.
19s. Can we get some 20s? Just
So as Astrid goes over and tries to swing at the bandit, it dodges out of the way, and as it comes back into position, Astrid, you see a crossbow bolt suddenly get lodged in his throat.
I don't think he's living.
I am going to shuffle around.
Did you just play
Did you
Ring
just
Around
run
the
around
Rosie
I
with
did
this bandit?
on purpose, yeah. And then I'll end my turn.
Okay. Bandit 3, that is over here, so he is going to attack you. The scimitar. and miss. And Bandit 6 is going to... Let's see, who attacked him last?
Donnie.
I think Donnie.
No,
Donnie?
Karen.
Was it Karen?
Karen.
Actually, Karen. Karen is the one that he's still targeting, so... Oh shit, 11. Oh, they suck. Okay. Alright.
Well, you know what? I'm glad they suck because every single one of them hit us on their first turns.
Yeah,
Straight
that
up
never
killed Donnie, brought me to half.
That never happened for me, so...
I was knocked out, not killed.
I will
Don't you
appreciate
forget.
it.
I just took a nap.
In the middle of battle.
So Bandit 6 is still conscious?
He's still conscious, you are still targeting him.
Yes, I'm gonna hit him with my knife again.
Okay.
Maybe the blunt side will do it.
Stabby, stabby. That's a good hit.
Yeah.
Finally.
You stabbed him in the kidney.
That one took a beating.
Yeah, no. He took 8, then 5, then 6, and it only exceeded by 2.
Okay.
So, like I said, I did the
17 health is what he had.
I did the option for the random HP. You know, so you have the option of either having it be kind of like random, or you could set it for the max. The max that they can go for, I think, was 18ish or something like that, and I think he maxed. It was either he maxed or he was like one shy of me.
Well, he took 17 damage, so if max was 18, then it's 1 short.
Yeah. All right. You gonna stay put, Donnie, or are you gonna move?
No, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna
Okay.
flank Bandit 3 with Killian.
Alrighty. Oh, this guy's dead.
Correct? Remind me, only the people flanking somebody get advantage on it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. All right. You all set, Donnie? Anything else?
No, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I just didn't want to go
Combine
over it,
mode.
advance it, and you had something that you wanted to do.
No, move all the way over here. And just join in.
But you won't get advantage, unfortunately, but
No.
he ain't going nowhere.
No, I need to target him. Okay, we're getting the hang of this. Am I targeting him now?
Yes,
I
you are.
can't tell.
Nope,
Okay.
now you're not. Do it again.
Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you didn't hit him. Oh, that's right. What? Wait a minute, what? Oh, you didn't hit him, though.
Oh, damn. That was my bad.
That's all right. You can roll it back. Okay.
Oh yeah, I missed bad.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Let's move it on down to Melody. What are we doing?
I guess we're just gonna start taking shots.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And we're gonna miss. That shots is what happens. And we move on with our life.
Okay. Let me see. Can I thread the needle between Karan and Danny
And
with my
but what are you?
crossbow?
With the crossbow, you should be able to.
Okay. Ooh,
Nice hit. All right. So as Aster dashes forward and goes over and pops off a crossbow bolt, goes over and catches the guy in the chest and knocks him back 5 feet. splatter against the wall, and he is down. As you look around, looking for any further, attacks from somebody else, you hear, "Bravo! Well done!" And you turn around and you see Kali has come back up the stairs, and she stands there, and she's kind of got her hands on her hips. Now that's the type of skill you'll be put into use when you join the Scaven. Depend on each other. Depend on your own skills. Believe you me, you'll be collecting the golden buckets. Here, she tosses a small leather satchel, and yes, Melody, you're the closest one to her, so
Yeah, I was
you're
about
the
to
one who's going to
say.
catch it. She tosses a small leather satchel to Melody, and from the heft of the satchel and clinking sound from within, you can tell that the satchel is heavy with coin. And Kali says, there should be enough coin to purchase a decent seat on the lightning rail out to Vatharon. From there, the half-day's walk out to Salvation. When you get there, go to the tavern called the Grey Beyond. I'll meet you there. Oh, and don't keep me waiting. Be there by next weekend or your spot will be forfeit. And then I get to do this all again. And I do not want to do this again.
Picture this.
Clear?
Saving up to 10%
Clear.
when you bundle your home
Good.
and auto insurance with
I'll see you in a week. Good work tonight. Now get out of here.
I had to check D&D Beyond real quick because I don't have any of my starting gold on me.
How much
I
gold
do
was in the
now.
pouch?
We have not been told that yet.
I have not been told. You have not been told. I actually need to go off and figure out how much, but it doesn't need to be specific because it's literally going to go directly to the lightning rail. So, however much coin it takes to go over and purchase 5 semi-decent seats on the lightning rail, it's going to use it. So it's not gold that you're really going to keep.
I might be able to get a discount on lightning rail.
Oh, this is true. This is true. All right, hold on 1 second then. I will make a quick look.
Part of me wants to make a character now that just attacks people with gold. Like, I'm just so rich that I have a bag of holding filled with gold coins that I just, like, launch at people. Like a sock with a rock in it.
So we're in Sharn. Where are we going to?
Vatharon. So it's like very close to the map. So the hell, see, Sharn is right down here. Wow.
So it would
it's a long.
be in steerage. It would be 33 gold and change per person. Wait, that's
Mhm.
540. It is in Rising from the Last War. It is 554 gold and 5 silver per person.
Per person. Okay, so that would switch out to
seems
be like
wrong.
5. That does seem like a lot.
It's 1,109 miles.
In this
Wait,
economy,
How much gold did you say it cost? For the 5?
It's about like 500 gold, I think he said. So
So
essentially,
about 100 each.
yeah.
Alright.
We'll say that it's like, the satchel's like mostly platinum pieces and stuff. So there's enough to make the ticket. And I will say that, with a discount, well, that depends if you can get the discount.
Roll a dice. What would that be? Charisma?
It says 5 silver per mile on this one thing.
All right. And how many miles did you say it was?
Over 1,000.
Oh, so yeah, that would be about 500 gold per person.
Let's
25.
see. Let me pull up a calculator.
So maybe it's more of a ticket than a gold.
Silver would be what? 0.1 of a gold?
Point.
Silver is 0.5.
So it's half a gold.
Yeah, because it's 10 silver per gold,
So
10
yeah, it
gold
would
per
be
plat.
0.1.
0.1. I'm sorry, I got my math messed up.
Okay, 1,000 divided by 0.1 would be. Okay, maybe I did something wrong. 1,000 divided by 0.1 would be 10,000.
So we would be taking a route from Sharn to First Tower to Rote to Starlasker to Barathond.
That's right. Like I said, either way, there's enough to get you there. I will say that you are able to ask for a discount. And when you do, you are able to, there's enough that everybody can keep, let's say 75 gold apiece.
Okay.
Which is being very generous. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she, so after Kali goes over and tells you to get out of there, she goes back down the stairs and she disappears, leaving you to exit the warehouse to kind of go off and do your own thing. So this, sadly, this is about what I had prepped. I thought it was going to go a little bit longer, but I think it's actually like a good place to kind of catch it. It was a decent run for starters. So like next time we get together, we will actually get to where we need to go, and we'll take it from there.
Yay! Thank you.
Cool. Well, I hope it worked for you guys.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a good first session.
Yeah.
Cool. It was fun.
Figure out how to use this thing.
No,
It's a
you
learning
did
curve.
fine.
You did good.
There's a learning curve, but once you go over and kind of get everything down, it becomes very. It's a lot of fun to use, and it's actually done really, really well.
Yeah, the last campaign was Jared, Jordan, and Holly's first time playing in Fantasy Grounds and D&D in general, I think, and they picked it up pretty quickly too.
Oh, not for me. This is about my 12th game playing D&D. Well, I mean, first time playing D&D specifically, we always played Pathfinder.
I think they're talking about Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Well, Lee said Fantasy Grounds and D&D, I think, and I was just saying.
Oh no. Okay.
In terms of like tabletops, I've played those plenty.
Yeah.
But Fantasy Grounds is annoying to figure out first.
Oh, well, I know I've said this before. This is nowhere near like what it used to be because it was
it's way better.
so buggy before. So
It'll be
All right.
interesting to see
Oh.
what the Wizards of the Coast official one is like once it finishes beta.
yeah, don't care. Don't care.
True.
I'm being petty and boycotting. So
Yeah.
Oh.
I like how I looked over at the Google Doc just to see what the notes look like, and I've not written anything. Jordan has his entire backstory laid out, and then Lee has like a million notes on one page.
I have a notes tab in my phone, and it has like
Yeah.
3 notes.
I have a note that basically just says my alignment is I don't know.
Yeah. I saw that.
That's the only note I put.
Yeah, I shared a link in Discord for Holly. I think you're the only one that hasn't clicked on it to request access, but you can put your notes in there on your own tab, and then Andy and the rest of us can go back and look and see what kind of notes you took.
I
So
just
that-
sent you a request to edit.
Okay. That way, like if I'm not there or something, you're not out for whatever notes I took, you could still see what I did.
Yes.
And I see you.
I'm gonna show you what I was kind of used for the Barmark clan sigil. Because I found an image. I don't even know if it's actually the sigil, but it looked pretty cool.
Oh, let me get back in real quick.
Well, it's just in I'll drop it in the Discord there,
Okay.
of course. Don't wait for me because I can't find it now.
Okay.
That's how it
I'm
always works.
going to go ahead and end the stream then.